Hello everyone, it's Vojta from Ross Virtual Solution, and today we're going to have a look on how to work with 3D text in Voyager 8 with trackless. So first of all, what I want to do is to place my 3D text into my scene. So just type text and we're going to use 3D text, drag and drop here and zero my coordinates. Let's make it centered and let's just lift it up just a little bit. So this is our basic text, and what we want to do, we want to use a blueprint in order to change the text through our trackless. In order to do that, we're going to enter our level blueprint. So if you go to blueprints and open level blueprint, and I've already created one before, but I'm going to show you from scratch. So initially you have this event begin play node, and this is what's going to happen just after you play the level. So what we want to do is we want to execute an event through trackless. In order to do that, we need to right click and browse for Voyager event execution. So I have it there and just plug the output of my begin play, and now we have the event available within our trackless. Just to make it tidy, we're going to name the event. Let's say we're going to use 3D text so we know which event we're going to trigger in trackless. And then we want to use the parameter in trackless to set our text or the content of the text. So if I right click on the event and I click split struct pin, you see we have two values, event index and event parameter. We can enter both of these within our trackless UI. So for the event index, you can set any number, any whole number from 0 to 999, whatever. But it's going to be a whole number. It's integer in IT terminology. And the other one is event parameter, which is string, which is basically a plain text. So what do we want to use? We want to use the event parameter as a text to feed our 3D text and make it content. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use our 3D text, which we've placed into our scene, and just drag and drop into my viewport, into my blueprint editor. Once I have it placed, I just drag and drop the output, release my left mouse button, and let's say set text. And you can see we can set text of this text 3D component. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to translate our nodes. Sorry. And so when I trigger this event through trackless, I want to change the text based on the parameter I've entered inside the trackless. To do that, I need to use the second output here, because if I would use the first one, it will be triggered every time I play the level. But I want to have it triggered when I trigger the event through trackless. So I'm going to use the second one, and I'm going to use the event parameter string as a value for the text. So now you can see this simple blueprint. When I hit compile and save, I'm going to close it for now. And now when I play my scene in trackless, we already can see the 3D text. The event I've named 3D text is here, and I can change the name of the parameter here for, let's say, weather. And if I click test event, we can dynamically change the text through trackless without need to go inside Voyager. So it's quite powerful and easy to set up my events for the basic titles. I can do even more complex things. So let's say we want to even change the material or the color of the text. In order to do that, you need to go and set up something within the text actor. So if I select the text actor here in the details panels, I can see the material here. but I want to use my custom material for the text. I have several materials created here, and I want to use it and apply for the text. Let's say I want to use only one material for the whole text field, so I'm going to click use single material. And this material, by default, I want to use my basic color. That's here. And then you can actually control the materials through the second parameter, which we can enter through trackless, which is our integer parameter. I've already created the example, so I'm going to delete this one actually. You can see we have it referenced there in our level blueprint. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my pre-made blueprints. I'm going to delete what I've previously done. I have something else here which is a little bit more complex, but still very easy to use and understand. So I'm going to delete this text actor, and I'm going to use the other one I've created before just to make it faster. So I have my text field here, and what I did, exactly the same what I've explained before. I've just changed it, and the material is set to custom and use single material. Within our level blueprint, if I go here, this is what we're doing. So again, we were using the Voyager event execution node. Again, named it 3D text, same as before. Just for now, as I wanted to create more complex blueprint, I'm saving those string and integer into my variables so you can use it later within your blueprint if you have more complex things. So I'm just saving it as a variable, two variables, string parameter and integer parameter. And then I'm using exactly the same what we did before. So I'm just using that string and changing the text content, but also I'm using our integer parameter, which is the numeric value you can enter through trackless, and using it for the material swap. So as a default, I'm using basic color, which is our white color. But for number 1, I'm using violet. For number 2, I'm using basic orange. And for number 3, I'm using basic green. It's as easy as it is. So I'm just going to save it. And as you can see now, if I hit play, and in trackless then I have my new blueprint, but let's say I want to use, I want to have a news and test event. I have news, but I want to have it violet. So I'm going to use event index 1, which means violet through my blueprint. If I press, it's violet now. Let's say I like it, so I want to save it as the event. So I have news violet and add it as the event. Let's say I want to add another one, weather. I can test it first. And then, I want to have it, I want to have it orange. So I like it, so I save it as the event to my trackless. And let's say I want another one, let's say I want to use sport, and I want to have it, sport, and I want to have it, let's say, do I like, I think number 3 was green, so I'm going to have it green. Okay, I like it. So I name it green, and I can add it as the event. So right now in the production control, based on this template, your operator can change the titles on its own and can change even the materials based on your basic level blueprint. So easily with the buttons here, can change what was preset. With this basic blueprinting, you can do even way more complex events, triggering animation, using different animations, using the, this event index, and so on. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.